And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tom Zunnino Stadium here in beautiful Vacaville, California, as the visiting Granite Bay Grizzlies take on the Vacaville Bulldogs in exciting high school football action right here on the Solano College Sports Network. My name is Brian Nelson, and joining with me in the booth today is Chris Zavaglia. Now, Chris, this Granite Bay squad is a little bit of a mystery to us. Not any stats on maxpreps.com, which was our primary source for statistics, but looking at the roster, there's a big X factor in their lineup in the form of tight end Ryan Smith.
Yeah, Ryan Smith. We saw him in a couple of videos on MaxPreps. Big tight end for Granite Bay, like you said, 6'7", 220 pounds. We'll see what Vaca High can do. Probably double him up in the nickel defense that they do run. But it'll be interesting what they could do.
And there are some Division I scouts on the Granite Bay side of things, so you have to think the big 6'7" tight end could be one of the potential targets that they're looking at this evening. Meanwhile, for the Vacaville side of things, they're coming into this game with a 2-1 record. It's their homecoming night. How do they come up with a victory against this 3-0 Granite Bay squad? Tensions
are high, and that's on Vacaville's side right now. If Vacaville can get their running game started like they usually do, that's what wins them ball games. And if they can get Jackson, Hunt, Abramowitz going, they should keep close with this undefeated Granite Bay squad.
Yeah, on paper, this looks to be a very exciting matchup, and we will have the opening kickoff for you right after this.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether it's behind the scenes or on camera,
then this is the class for you.
Class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
it's more than just sports, it's an education.
All right, folks, we are getting ready for kickoff. While you were away, Granite Bay won the toss and they deferred, so Vacaville will be receiving this kick in the first half. Granite Bay's captains included Evan Tattersall, Chris Osby, Nathan Lee, and Will Craig. Vacaville's captains for today's game, Trayvon Hunt, Cameron Mitchell, Timothy Jackson, and Jake Levingood. Now, this historically has been a really close matchup between these two teams. 6-1 all time. The first matchup they had in 2004 was that lone tie. Ever since, it's been really back and forth, so this should be a really competitive matchup as the kickoff is underway. Fielded, actually, Hunt is going to let that one go over his head into the end zone for a touchback. And really, I think this coin toss really benefits Vacaville to get their offense out there first, try to generate some sort of momentum. This being their homecoming game, you have probably as much fan support and crowd love that you'll have all season long. What better way to reward that fan support than with a touchdown?
Exactly. I mean, especially with homecoming and everything, like you said, the crowd is packed tonight. And, I think that was a good choice from Pop just to keep the aggressiveness going.
So Cameron Mitchell under center, wing T offense as always for the Vacaville Bulldogs. Timothy Jackson gets the handoff, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And so the big body Timothy Jackson able to scratch actually a yard on that first down carry. There you see some of the beef for Granite Bay. I think Granite Bay's sheer size might be a factor in the outcome of this game. We have some big boys over on the Grizzlies side of things as Howdy Shell is the man in motion. They fake it to him, and it's too high over the head of Howdy Shell on second down for that throw by Cameron Mitchell.
Mitchell got too excited right there. Saw a man wide open in Howdy Shell and just overthrew him, unfortunately. But, I mean, if he completed that one, he would have gone a long, long way.
And that's really the toughest throw for a right-handed quarterback, is to roll out to his left side, throw across his body, and thus it created a high throw because of the poor mechanics. Mitchell on the year has had good statistical numbers, 63.6% passing, but only 22 attempts in 3 games. So that's just over 7 throws a game. Obviously a run-based offense as the pressure gets to Mitchell in the back, but there's going to be a flag on the play. So the Grizzlies, the Grizzlies pressure gets there, but maybe a roughing the passer.
I know we got a hold.
No, there's going to be a hold. Trying to get some relief for that quarterback, Mitchell, to throw on third down. And so the Grizzlies force a 3-and-out. And that has to give momentum to the Grizzly side of things early on.
Yeah, that was a big play right there for the Grizzly defense. Definitely shut the hole, shut the gap, and Mitchell went down real quick.
And so Brandon Talton is going to be pinned back in his own end zone kicking. Fielded at the 46-yard line. Breaks 2 tackles. Is going to be wrestled down at the 40 is Matt Barron, the kick returner for the Grizzlies.
Good field position here for Granite Bay. Starting on Vacaville's 40-yard line.
And this is going to be our first look at Granite Bay's offense. Looking at them on the film, it's going to be a lot of movement. There's going to be at least there's going to be somebody in motion practically every play. They rush a lot of the time. So in this formation, there's going to be 2 wide receivers in Blake Peterson as well as Matt Barron. Big number 85, Ryan Smith, is the tight end. The quarterback, Jade Faudrell, is in the shotgun. He hands it off to Peterson, who gets the edge, looks to cut up field, and he's going to be tackled at the 35-yard line.
Great job by Peterson. Bouncing to the outside. Looks like he was about to go inside, and then saw a hole out based on the blocking that was happening, and good yardage for a nice 5-yard gain.
And so Faudrell back in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. There's going to be no man in motion. They're going to go straight shotgun. Little curl route by Barron. Gets about 3 yards. So it's going to be third and manageable for the Grizzlies.
Great job from Jordan Murga right there. Corner for the Bulldogs.
And so another couple substitutions. Peterson off as well as Barron on this third down play. Third and short, they're going to go big.
Left side stacked up.
Yeah, jumbo package. They're going to hand it off, and diving forward towards the first down marker is Evan Tattersall.
That looks like he's short.
And no, the referee is going to call.
Giving it to him.
Yeah, they give him the first down. And with all the beef on the left side of the line, that's telling Vacaville exactly where you're going to run it. But when you have the beef and the power that the Grizzlies have, sometimes knowing the play, you can't do much about it.
Smash mouth football. I mean, they ran right behind their big tackle, Will Craig, and Ryan Smith. Big tight end.
Now, Faudrell under center, rolls to his right, lofts it up for Smith. There's some contact in the secondary with C.J. Toller, the linebacker, who was in coverage. It really affected the route of Smith, where Faudrell thought he was going pretty straight towards the end zone, where Smith kind of cut off his route.
Yeah, Faudrell looked like he was a little antsy right there. Felt pressure, but actually there wasn't any as far as we saw. And, made an errant throw. Luckily, wasn't intercepted, but, I mean, I know you got a big tight end and, Ryan Smith, but sometimes you can't make those back-footed throws.
So Faudrell in the pistol formation, 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the formation. Osby is the halfback. They hand it off to Osby, and big Jake Levengood shows that Vacaville has some size on their line too.
Shot that gap, got right over the left tackle, and swallowed him up for a nice tackle for loss.
So third down and long. It'll be 12 yards exactly for the Grizzlies to gain a first down. Here with under 9 minutes left in this first quarter of action. Grizzlies have already stopped Vacaville on a 3-and-out. This is their first offensive drive. 2 wide receivers at the top of the formation. Faudrell looking that way. He's going deep. And, mistimed jump. So that's going to be incomplete. Looked like Nicholas Smith mistimed his jump. It could have been completed to Peterson, but that diving attempt not able to connect.
Yeah, great job from Smith right there. Read it the entire way from Faudrell. Kept his eyes on the ball. And, luckily got a piece on that to where a touchdown wouldn't happen.
And so a long field goal attempt, you got to trust your kicker here. It's going to be 49 yards. In high school football, you don't see yardage like that too often.
This is a shocker right here to me. If he hits this is something else. I can tell you that.
This is Brennan Holt, the kicker for the Grizzlies.
Watch out for a fake here. No?
It is up. It is long enough. And it is no good, just to the left of the uprights, I believe. But there's going to be a flag. Roughing the kicker.
Wow.
And so undisciplined on special teams. 4th and 12, roughing the kicker. That means it's going to be a first down for Granite Bay.
That's not smart football right there. I mean, 4th and 12, you already know it's going to be a tough shot for the kicker. You stay away from the kicker. You treat him as if he was, lava. You don't get anywhere near him, especially in a 4th and 12 situation.
Yeah, I think the pressure shouldn't be from the outside. It should just really be up the middle because it's going to be a low line drive kick to get the distance. So you really want to cram it up the middle. You don't really want to get that flag called on you. As a handoff inside, misdirection by Granite Bay. Nice pickup on first down by TJ Robertson on first down.
Buckeye defense a little faked out right there. Peterson was in motion, and it looks like Robertson took the carry there.
Excuse me, it was actually Tattersall, the starting halfback for the Granite Bay Grizzlies on that inside handoff. But, yeah, the tailback went one way, the fullback went the other, so good play call. A nice 5-yard pickup on first down.
Nice deception, exactly.
Osby, the halfback, man in motion. Peterson handed off to Osby to the right side. He's muscling forward close to the first down marker. So power run game up the middle. Chris Osby. I'll set up a 3rd down and short. 3rd down and 2. With about 7:30 approaching in this first quarter. Fodro under center. They're going jumbo yet again. They hand it off to Tattersall up the middle. And he really loves the contact.
Yeah, smash mouth football right there. That's power against power. Why not try to test them out? I mean, see what they have against this Vaca High defense.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little hole to the left side of that run had he chosen to go there, but he really went behind big number Will Craig.
Yep,
yeah,
decided to go behind his big guy, left tackle Will Craig, and go for some contact. I like it.
And so it'll be 4th down and 1.
Big test here. You don't know. I mean, that's probably – they taking a timeout?
The officials are calling a timeout.
Maybe get a measurement.
Yeah, not sure why, but
yeah, it looks like this chain gang is going to come out.
Our first – this is a rarity. We don't see too many official measurements on our broadcast.
Yeah.
So we'll see how close it is. We'll look at our sideline cameraman Jack's shot. And Vacaville will hope it will go their way, and it'll be 4th down and inches. And they pick it up. The Zebra getting a real close look at that.
Oh,
and he's going to break out the bifocals, folks.
Is he breaking out the – wow.
By the length of a card, maybe.
Wow, he brought out a card. Okay, that's a new one. I've never seen that, Brian.
So it will be 4th and centimeters, folks. As that is as close as you can be to picking up a first down without picking one up.
QB sneak it right here. Why not? Fodro just take the snap and at least get it over your center's head, and you're good. And just like that.
Yep. But he didn't get too much momentum. We'll see. The mark is going to be very important on this one, as there was some good internal pressure up the middle. They really took out the legs of Fodro, but I think he had enough just on the extension to pick up the first down, and he did, as literally it was less than an inch.
Yeah, that was – I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, high school, in any other high school game, college game, professional game, nothing. I'm shocked. That was really funny.
First in a playing card.
Exactly.
So Tattersall is a halfback. Man in motion Peterson. They hand it off to Tattersall.
Misdirection.
And it is right up the gut, basically untouched for the touchdown. Evan Tattersall.
Great job from Tattersall right there. Went with his offensive line. Took him one way. As you see on the replay here. A little deception with
Peterson was in motion.
And as you see, the Vacaville defensive line just sucked in, didn't know where the ball was going. Great touchdown from the Granite Bay.
And we briefly saw in the celebration a couple of Cal commits celebrating together, Evan Tattersall and Will Craig. We've named both of their names throughout the broadcast, both committed to Cal Berkeley. Kick is way up and good by Brennan Holt. Now we can see why. There's some extra leg there.
He's got a big leg on him.
And so Granite Bay on their first possession gets a huge break on 4th down and 12. Roughing the kicker extends the drive, and the Grizzlies make the Bulldogs pay by punching home the first touchdown on that Tattersall run.
And that's unfortunate, especially with the ball game that this is probably going to be. It's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be grind against grind. And, that penalty on that field goal could come back and haunt the Bulldogs.
Yeah, absolutely. So this offensive possession is going to be really important after going 3 and out. You don't want to go back-to-back 3 and outs. That gives the defense all sorts of confidence in stopping your offense. 6:18 in this first quarter to go. Kickoff kicker will be Everett Hayes this time. You know you're deep when you have 2 kickers on your roster.
A lot of depth.
And Hunt tried to catch it at the goal line, but it'll go over his head. He really just wants to make something electric.
He just wants to run out there.
Exactly.
He just wants to run.
Because obviously we mentioned time and time again in high school football, as soon as the ball lands in the end zone, it is dead. It is a touchback. But Hunt is just trying to stand right at that 1-yard line.
He's antsy.
And tries to catch it to make an electric play for his offense. And Hunt is one of the really electric players for Vacaville, along with Timothy Jackson, that really we should expect this drive to really feature.
Yeah, Hunt's got 20 carries on the season, 155 yards, along with 1 touchdown. He's got a quick speed, jumps, cuts, good vision behind the line, right? Just like that.
And Hunt is on the run, but there's a flag thrown. We'll see what this penalty will be on. So if this is holding, this will back things up. We'll check the replay to see if we can see any sort of infraction. Yeah,
it might have been number 30.
Right in the midst of all that action, and they are walking backwards. So to open up that hole for Hunt, there's obviously, there's a chop block. Obviously, player safety is of the utmost importance in high school football, so those blocks below the waist not allowed. So that backs him up 10 yards, 1st and 20. And Vacaville's wing T, not really built for 1st and 20.
Not built for the distance, no. They got to chip away little by little.
There's really 9 men in the box for the Grizzlies,
Jackson.
But Jackson breaks free. He has a blocker on the outside, and he is on the run. Only the safety for the Grizzlies is able to tackle him at the 45-yard line. So the benefit of putting 9 in the box is that you stop the run, but if you let him go, there's not a lot of help back there to break off that big run.
Yeah, and as you see, Abramowitz came in motion right there, fooled out the Granite Bay defense entirely. Jackson with the fullback carry right up the middle, huge hole, and got a nice carry of about, I want to say around 50 yards, or 40 yards, excuse me.
Yeah, it was 35. It was at the 10-yard line there at the 46. So 36-yard run by Timothy Jackson. Faked it off to Jackson. He gives it Howdy Shell on the outside. Good defense by the Grizzlies. We'll get about 2 on that 1st down run.
That's not bad as far as the play taken. That took a little bit longer than usual, but did fake out the Granite Bay defense once again. That's a great run by Howdy Shell.
They're just about a half second off of stopping it at multiple points with Jackson and Mitchell in the backfield. They hand it back to Jackson up the gut. He stumbles forward across midfield, going to be at the 48-yard line. So that will set up 3rd down and manageable, probably about 4 or 5.
How about a little play action here? Have Mitchell, do his little rollout to his throwing side.
Yes.
Because, I noticed that too with Pop. He does call quite a bit of plays to his non-throwing side.
They're going to hand it to
There goes
Hunt,
Hunt.
and he has a lot of space on the right side, and he has enough for the first down. So
That's what I'm talking about, Brian. I mean, the running game, it's got to get started. It starts with Jackson. It starts with Hunt. They get these guys going. It should be a shootout.
yeah, Thunder and Lightning, the prototypical kind of offense that Coach Pop wants, where Jackson gets so much attention, especially breaking off a 36-yard run on this drive, that it allows Hunt to have so much space and utilize his speed. Howdy Shell in motion, and there's going to be a flag pre-snap.
Might have been a false start, yeah.
Yeah, Drew, one of the Grizzlies linebackers. I believe that's Tattersall out there at middle linebacker. And so that'll back them up 5 yards, 1st and 15. We said they're not a distance offense, but they ripped off a pretty long play.
The running game so far, it's working perfectly, and I like what Pop is doing. Going up the middle with Jackson, that forces the defense to clog up the middle, and that leaves Hunt wide open on the outside for nice big gains.
Jackson is a lone back, and
another false start.
It will be on Jackson as he did a little stutter set before that snap. So back-to-back penalties. And if there's one thing that you cannot do in a close game is make those mental mistakes. That's the 4th penalty we've seen on the Vacaville side of things. 1 on special teams, 3 on offense.
Costly. Penalties will kill you.
And so Devin Mills will check in the game out, wide receiver, replacing Jordan Murga. So he'll be the lone wide receiver. There he is. Got to be lonely out there with your whole team huddling up.
Every time it's one wide receiver, and that's it.
And so play action pass to Hunt. He's looking deep to Mills, and that's going to be picked. Oh, just dropped in the secondary by Jalen Latson. And there is a referee down at about the 37-yard line. And there, Josh Kinder, our main cameraman.
He's grabbing his knee. That's not a good sign.
That's not good, yeah. So we'll check out the ref on the ground there. So 3:39, and we'll look to see on this replay if we can see what exactly knocked down the referee. Yeah, we'll try this replay one more time. And the referee is up, but let's look at this play. The ref is standing at about the 40, I believe, and he gets run over inadvertently by one of the Granite Bay defenders.
Looks like he might have bumped the knee.
Yeah, so it'll probably just be a good bruise tomorrow morning. One of our Granite Bay crowd members just said it's just a flesh wound. I'd have to agree with him. Just rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, just rub some dirt and you're fine. Tape it up. Tape fixes everything. Oh, he's aching.
Yeah.
He is aching. He knows it too.
Yeah, he's going to get so many comments about this throughout the rest of this game from both sides, his fellow officials. So 2nd down and 20. Mitchell hands it off to Jackson. Oh, he bowls over a Grizzly defender, and he's going to be wrestled down at about the 35-yard line. What an impressive run by Jackson.
Great job from Jackson right there. Absolutely bullied the Granite Bay middle linebacker. Looked like Jackson Huish, and put his head down, shoulder to shoulder, and
low man wins.
Yeah.
3rd and 8. Jackson again, right up the gut, and he dives forward for the first down.
How about that? You gotta love that. That's great football, great IQ from Jackson right there to lunge forward just enough for that first down.
And so Vacaville really cooking on offense here on their 2nd offensive possession of the game, really attacking up the gut to the Granite Bay. They don't lack size there necessarily, but the blocking has been excellent. Hunt, and that one's going to be tackled for a loss. Great penetration by the Grizzlies defense, and Matt Saloni really provided great edge pressure there, and Hunt went nowhere.
Yeah, they blew past the Vaca High's offensive line. And I'm kind of, honestly, now that I see, looks like Craig. Yeah, Craig up the middle for Granite Bay. That Vaca High's having so much success up the middle with Jackson.
Yeah, and right next to him is Lamont Mason, not a tiny man himself. There's some beef up there. But Timothy Jackson, he has a lot of space in front of him. Yet another first down run by the starting tailback for the Bulldogs.
Huge holes. I think these are the biggest holes I've seen Vaca High have thus far this season.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to tell in live time what exactly the blocking is doing to really open up these holes, but it looks like they're just moving these the defensive tackles to the sides of the formation, and Jackson's able to do little cuts within the tackles to get all this space. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Howdy Shell in motion. They're going to hand it to Jackson up the middle. This time Mason able to stop Jackson's momentum. So it'll be a short gain on first down. Closing in on a minute 40 left in this first quarter.
See, and that's where Vaca High, because they've gone up the middle so much, so often, on this drive especially, they can have Hunt. They can do a little deception with the wingback, have Hunt bounce to the outside, race to the corner for the pylon.
Also, Howdy Shell's been in motion quite a bit, and he's only gotten about 2 touches so far. So
say Howdy Shell's on the inside.
And they hand it to Jackson, though. He
Jackson.
makes a cut. He dives forward for the touchdown. Timothy Jackson, 8th rushing touchdown of the year. Puts Vacaville on the board, 7-6.
Great job once again from this Vaca High offensive line. I think he ran right. I think it was towards the left side of that line, and I think Jake Levengood is on that left side as a left tackle. Jackson, again, phenomenal job pushing through and getting that touchdown.
So we told you before the game, 6-1 is the career win-loss record for both teams in this matchup. It's going to be a close game. 111, they're a point after attempt from tying this one up, is Brandon Talton, the kicker. He puts it up, and it's good. 7-7. Granite Bay and Vacaville are all knotted up in this first quarter. And so now we'll get a second look at the Granite Bay Grizzlies offense. I'm excited to see what Coach Pop has in store to try and stop this dynamic offense. There's so much going on with the pre-snap motions. There's a lot of pressure that it puts on the defense to really stay disciplined on the edges, and Fodrell has yet to really get in sync with his receivers. If he gets in sync, this could be a very successful evening for Granite Bay.
Exactly, and especially with Ryan Smith. I mean, we didn't see much of him on that first drive, but I have a feeling with Vaca High gaining momentum, Granite Bay is going to look to use him more in the offensive scheme.
And there you get a great look at Chris Osby, one of the 2 kick returners for Granite Bay, alongside Matt Barron. Brandon Talton, the kicker for Vacaville, set to kick off to the Grizzlies. Kick is up in the direction of Barron, and he's going to field that in the end zone for the touchback. So 20-yard line will be the starting point for this Grizzlies offense. And so Jade Fodrell, quarterback, back out there for Granite Bay. Wouldn't that be something? We'll finally get one quarterback for an entire game.
Yeah, I feel like every time we've broadcasted it, it's been Liberty in the 2 quarterback system.
But
we
hey,
had a monster.
To be honest, we kind of want to see number 15, Chris Riffle.
Yeah,
I want to call him Rifle. Cause
in pregame, everyone watching this game, we think that we have another Tim Tebow in the making.
Osby gets the sweep, and he is tackled by the Bulldog defender Devin Mills after a nice gain on first down. And that was just simple blocking, and their blocking was
X's
able to, yeah. Not a lot of fancy work there, just a man on a man, and they created a nice hole for Osby. 2nd down and 1. You get a look at some of the Bulldog defenders.
There goes Smith in motion.
Fodrell fakes it to Osby. Oh, reverse. They have Peterson. He makes Murga miss. He has 2 blockers in front of him. Oh, but he's going to be tackled from behind by Shane Garner. So That's the opposite of that first play, where it's just basic X's and O's. A little double single reverse.
Yeah, a little trickery right there. I like it. And Murga right there, good job.
The replay.
Yeah, look, as you see on the replay, good job. He just got to force him back in towards his other defenders. I mean, he couldn't do much more. He had a blocker in front of him. He took a shot, but a great play from Granite Bay.
And so we're running down low on time here in the first quarter. 2 seconds, 1. They get the snap off in time. They hand it to the tailback. Tattersall, he lowers the shoulder, and it'll be stopped right at midfield. So that will be the last play of this first quarter. So not a high-scoring first quarter by any means, but two really tough, ground-oriented offenses we've seen so far, Chris.
No, I like it. I like the smash mouth football, body on body. I would rather see this kind of game rather than a say 48 to 52 type of ball game. So I'm liking what I see so far.
And so let's talk about what's happened so far. Vacaville got the opening possession. They went 3 and out. Granite Bay marched within field goal range. On 4th and 12, got a huge roughing the kicker called against Vacaville that extended Granite Bay's drive. They were able to punch it home with an Evan Tattersall rushing touchdown. That put Granite Bay up 7-0. Vacaville responded, though, with huge rushing plays from their two really good rushing threats in Timothy Jackson, Trayvon Hunt. Ultimately, Jackson picking up the rushing touchdown. That's how we got all knotted up at 7 apiece. There you look at Devin Mills, one of the versatile two-way players that Vacaville produces, as well as Jake Levengood. Levengood, I think, is going to be huge in this game. Obviously, literally, he's huge.
Yeah.
But there's some size that Granite Bay we keep talking about, but they really haven't imposed that size too much on Vacaville like we thought they would.
No, not at all. And I think Levengood with Craig on that left side, I don't think Pop did that on accident. I think he put two big bodies on each other to solidify that edge and keep it down.
Peterson on the jet sweep. He has a good block by one of his receivers. Lunges forward towards the 40-yard line, and he'll pick up a first down. So empty backfield for Fodrell. Peterson has been the main guy that has been the motion man in these pre-snap movements. So Peterson's going to be one to watch for on those edges for Vacaville to stop. And
it looks like he's gotten around. Vaca High hasn't, solidified that edge, keep him inside. But I think they'll work with him. Hunt on the outside, he's a fast guy along with Murga. They should be fine.
Fodrell, 5-step, drop back, going deep to Peterson.
There goes Hunt.
He had an opportunity to pick that one off, but just knocks it down. The diminutive corner, only 5'5", and we'll look at this replay of Fodrell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-step drop, goes deep. Peterson with Hunt trailing the play.
Great job from Hunt.
Yeah. And
keeping his eyes on
he
the
had
ball.
Safety help as well, so he was able to play back of Peterson, the much taller Peterson, and so that overthrow almost picked off.
Watch out for Ryan Smith here.
A little shovel pass to Tattersall, and that is going to pick up a first down. And he tumbles into the kicking net. Evan Tattersall. Nice play call from Granite Bay. Dropping back, everybody thinking pass, and they shovel off to Tattersall, and we're glad he's okay. Kicking nets aren't meant to
fall over
handle,
like that.
Yeah, handle big, nearly 200-pound athletes. Maybe after the game, he can go up to there and have a little Odell Beckham moment with the kicking net and just apologize to it.
I like that, Brian.
And so there's a penalty on that play call. Probably a holding down the field because it is 2nd down and 10. So we'll replay the down, or maybe offset penalties. Peterson in motion. They hand it to Osby, I believe. No, they hand it to one of the spellbacks for Granite Bay. And Jared Harper, his first carry, results in a first down.
Interesting look right there from Granite Bay. Went with the split back. And Vaca High sucked in on the Patterson in motion, and that allowed the running back for Granite Bay to get a nice gain.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover with this Granite Bay offense. It's got to be a defensive coordinator's nightmare to try to keep everybody disciplined with everything that they're doing. Again, split back, Peterson in motion. Nearly identical play, except this time they hand it to Harper, who is standing on the opposite side of the formation. But great penetration by Jordan Murga, as well as Shane Garner, the linebacker. 2nd and 10 with 10:40 and counting left in this first half. And Granite Bay in control here of this drive. Fodrell is going to be under center. Peterson and Smith are to the left of the formation. Excuse me, Peterson in motion. Oh, and they picked it off. Mills, and he has a couple blockers in front of him, but he's going to be tackled down right at the 37-yard line. Just a miscommunication between Fodrell and Smith.
That'll cost you. And then if you look at on the replay right here, you see Fodrell. I don't think he looked before he threw because he just stepped back and thinking that Smith was there. And you see at the end of the play, how about Hunt against Smith right here? Give him a little shove. I love it.
5-4 on 6-7. You don't see that block picked up too many times anywhere in football. So great hustle play there by Hunt. And really the contact by Tobin Steele in the middle of the play within the 5-yard limit. So that really disrupted the play. Flag on this rushing attempt. So we'll see if Mason Price will pick up this nice gain on first down or if it will be moved back on the penalty.
It's in the backfield. I'm assuming it's a hold.
Yeah, always you have to look at the first is the location of it.
You got a false start.
So illegal procedure. So maybe a wide receiver was covering a tackle. That's always one of the trickiest things for those formations is to make sure who's covered, who's not covered. Even in the pros, they get that a little confused sometimes.
It's a rare one, but I mean, it happens.
Yeah, you don't like to see it in the 4th game of a season, especially. It's got to be a little frustrating. So rare 2 wide receivers set for Vacaville as Mills and Murga. Murga's completely uncovered. And they're going to hand it back.
He's got blockers on the right side.
Oh, and he makes a nice run yet again. So Mason Price with back-to-back great runs for the Bulldogs, and that's going to pick up a first down. And we'll look at the replay.
Look at that right side. He had blockers, 3 blockers in front of him.
3 on 2.
Nice pickup, about 15-yard gain.
And when the first contact that a defender makes is in the secondary, you know you've done something right blocking-wise if you're Vacaville. Cameron Mitchell back under center. Again, handed to Price. Identical play. And he makes a nice rush on first down, tackled about the 40-yard line.
I like the momentum from Vaca High. They got to keep pushing it, keep pushing against this Granite Bay defense, tire them out. That's the only way you're going to, win this ball game is if you tire out Granite Bay.
And there you get a look at one of the floats going by. It's in tribute to your lovely state that you love so much of New York.
Of course, as you see on the blimp right there, Yankees.
There's going to be a flag pre-snap, so probably another false start against the Bulldogs. 7th penalty of this first half, and that's something that's going to be so frustrating.
It's crazy because, like you said, I mean, it's the 4th game of the season. We didn't see nearly as many penalties in the first game, and so it's kind of shocking.
I think they know how important this game is because of how good Granite Bay has been this season, as well as wanting to come out on homecoming and provide something for your fans. That kind of pressure. Howdy Shell on the jet sweep. He gets speared in the backfield by Evan Tattersall.
Huge hit from Tattersall right there.
Howdy Shell was pointing to his face mask.
I don't think he saw him because, I mean, he had a blocker in front of him.
Yeah.
He was going to go around it, and then
Tattersall
Tattersall came out of nowhere around the corner and just absolutely speared him.
he blew past one of his own defenders to tackle Howdy Shell that hard and aggressively. So that sets up 3rd down and long, 3rd and 14 from the 49-yard line.
Watch out for a Mitchell rollout here.
Yeah, Mitchell hasn't been forced to pass much this game. It's a play action pass. They protect him pretty well. He rolls to his throwing side, just overshoots the intended receiver for the Vacaville Bulldogs, Thomas Daynard, out of the reach of big number 85. So that'll bring up 4th down.
He had him right there, rolled out. I mean, he had blocking. He could take his time, which he did, but like you said, unfortunately overshot Daynard.
So it looks like Vacaville will punt here, 4th down and 14, 49-yard line, trying to pin them inside the 10-yard line. The kick returner for Granite Bay, Matt Barron, standing at about his 14-yard line.
Oh, looks like we got another legal procedure.
And that might honestly help the punter in this kind of in-between
Give
territory.
him a little bit more room. Exactly. A rare punt from Vaca High, too.
Yeah, you don't see this too often. Only 11 punts in 3 games. And Granite Bay was flirting a little too dangerously on that punt return to getting too close to that ball, but Vacaville downs it inside the 20-yard line. That punt by, I believe, is Ramirez, number 87 for Vacaville. Matthew Ramirez. So 8:28 left in this first half. Tie ball game. Granite Bay has turned the ball over on that last possession that they had by Devin Mills
Spread out
intercepting.
the field here.
Peterson in motion. They hand it to Peterson, but
fumble.
he drops the ball. It's on the deck. Who has it? It's going to be a dog pile. And coming up with it is Jake Levingood. So back-to-back turnovers on back-to-back offensive possessions for Granite Bay. And now you're inside the red zone for the Vacaville Bulldogs.
This is where Vaca High needs to execute this turnover from Granite Bay. I mean, whoever wins this ball game is going to be the one who turns the ball over less. So whoever, I mean, this is where Vaca High needs to step it up.
And Cameron Mitchell under center, looking to punch this one home. Timothy Jackson eludes one defender in the backfield and falls forward for a nice gain on 1st down.
Absolutely bullying his way through. I mean, he was the only back, which you don't see ever with Vaca High, in the backfield. And he had blockers in front of him and just powered his way through for a nice 5-yard gain.
2nd down and 5. Vacaville can pick up a 1st down at the 3-yard line, handing it off to Jackson yet again. So that picks up 2 yards. So that'll bring up a crucial 3rd down and 3.
Interesting play call here. I mean, I don't know if he's going to go with the rollout or just give it to Jackson and try to get this 1st down.
Yeah, I would use Jackson as a decoy.
I'd use a hot hand
personally.
too. Exactly.
Oh, actually, I would use him as a decoy and give it to Hunt, like we've talked about earlier.
That's a good one.
We still haven't seen that play enacted, so we'll see.
See what happens here. There goes Hunt.
On pressure in the backfield. Oh, and Granite Bay sniffed that play out early as there was some great penetration up the middle by Jackson Hoish, the linebacker. They saw a play action pass as well. So maybe it should have gone with the run like you had talked about and not get too tricky.
Yeah, it looked like, I mean, I don't know if Mitchell got his feet tangled up with Hunt in motion or what, but it looks like he just couldn't get it away from his body at the bottom and came down with the sack.
So that will set up a field goal attempt by Brandon Talton. About 37-yard kick, excuse me. And that one is up and good.
Looks like we have ourselves a ball game, Brian.
Yeah, we do. 10-7. Vacaville couldn't put a touchdown on the board, but really I feel like this game is really coming down to who's making the less mental mistakes. Vacaville with its penalties, but Granite Bay with its turnovers.
Exactly, and Vacaville, I mean, up by 3. Not what you necessarily wanted. Obviously, you would prefer a touchdown, But, I mean, points are points. And in a game like this, and a game that it's going to be, you know, points come scarcely. So, great job from Vaca High. Great drive.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how the defense stacks up here. They've created 2 turnovers on back-to-back offensive plays for the Granite Bay side. Vacaville able to intercept a pass from Jade Fodrell, as well as recover a fumble on a Blake Peterson jet sweep. 6:39 left in the half. Again, Barron is back alongside Osby as the 2 kick returners. Taunton has a great leg. He kicks it over to Barron. Barron fields it in the end zone for the touchback. So the ball will be at the 20-yard line. So this is where Granite Bay really needs to put up something productive here, not turn the ball over at the very least. You have 6 minutes, plenty of time for this style of offense to get a good, sustainable drive going.
And I think Granite Bay's done, you know, the past few plays that they have ran, just trying to do a little too much, I think, and it's kind of messed with their heads, which made them, you know, turn over the ball.
Peterson, man in motion, hands it off to Osby.
Ooh.
And great tackle by the secondary of Vacaville, Nicholas Smith.
Great play right there. And I'm shocked that Granite Bay got away with a hold. Looked like Smith threw down. It looks like one of the Vacaville defenders. Looks like it was CJ Toller, linebacker for the Vaca High Bulldogs. And it kind of looked vicious. It kind of looked like a little doing a little too much.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here, but ref's got to do a little bit better job, I feel like.
He was talking to the ref as soon as he got up, holding his jersey. Fodrell, little 3-step drop, had the slant. Oh, he breaks 3 tackles, and Barron is wrestled down at the 45-yard line. Poor tackling by the Bulldogs, and they're able to take advantage of that cushion that Barron had on that slant pattern.
Yeah, Vaca High, you know, they play back off coverage to put a nice zone defense, and Barron took full advantage on that slant route and broke tackles. And Vaca High's got to do a better job wrapping up. You can't take down anyone unless you wrap up.
So 5:45 left in the half. Vacaville leads 10-7. Fodrell from the 45-yard line. Double move. There was 2 double moves on both sides of the formation.
Little contact,
and
but it looks like Barron
coming up limping.
Yeah, might have got his feet tangled up.
Yeah, there's identical pass patterns because I was looking at the bottom of the formation. Blake Peterson was one-on-one with Nicholas Smith as well.
I was looking at Barron's the whole time, too.
So, hey, at least one of us covered the half of the field. So, identical patterns, not able to hook up on that double move.
Watch out for Smith on the right side by himself. He's lined up next to the right tackle. We'll see a little play action or something.
Peterson in motion. They hand it off to the tailback, Harper. He'll get about 3. Set up 3rd down and 7.
I'm kind of shocked that Granite Bay hasn't used Smith at all in this ball game. I mean, I know if I was an offensive coordinator and with his size, his strength, I'd be feeding him all day. But great job from Vaca High, and especially from linebacker Toller.
Fodrell back.
He's hitting Smith on the – ooh, no.
Peterson on the little in route for the first down. Ball comes out. Still
knew it. He just wanted to – he just wanted to run with it. Have a little fun.
You know, defensive guy, don't get to touch the ball too much. And so that will be a huge first down. Blake Peterson with the hookup from Jade Fodrell. So the ball will be placed at the 43-yard line.
Got one-on-one coverage on the outside with Peterson and Hunt.
Fodrell looking to the left side, though. Screen pass to Tattersall. Makes a couple of Bulldogs miss. And he's going to be tackled right around that first down marker. And Tattersall is fighting with Shane Gardner for that ball.
Just ruling him down.
Yeah, I think the refs pointed the wrong way. And Bulldogs got excited for a moment. The Grizzly side got a little rabid. But there was human error, you know?
Yeah, refs make mistakes, obviously.
He's still nursing that knee injury, you know?
Just a little bit.
So, inside 4 minutes left in this half. Granite Bay driving, 2nd down and 1. Really opens up the playbook here. Smith one-on-one on the outside.
Yeah, with Toller. No help behind Toller. This is one-on-one.
I might expect a Peterson sweep.
Set
and
the edge.
He sealed it. You can sign, seal, and deliver that one for the end zone. Touchdown, Blake Peterson. And that was set up all by the formation. You set up big number 85, Ryan Smith, all alone. He makes 2 crucial blocks, and Peterson walked in untouched. And we'll look at it on the replay. We talked about Smith all alone. He makes 1 huge block.
Gets Hunt out of the way, and then he gets, looks like Mills, 2. Great job from Granite Bay. I must say, utilizing Smith on the outside, setting the edge for the running game. Great job from Peterson as well.
And that great look of the formation, he's the long snapper too.
Gotta love it.
And that one,
how about the kicker?
A little gratuitous on the leg strength, just showing it off. Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
But man, that replay just showed what Ryan Smith can do. Not even catching the ball, he really just wiped out Nicholas Smith, the cornerback, out of the play with 1 simple shove, and then he sealed off the linebacker.
Yeah, it was a great execution of the play using Smith. And it looks like, I mean, the way it was designed, they pulled around one of the guards from the other side. Toller went untouched, and he was like, okay, I have a play. I'm untouched. But little does he know, guard coming around from the other side, blocked him. Smith, 2 blocks, set the edge wide open on the outside.
And so they managed to drive that ball about 2.5 minutes for that touchdown drive, leaving Vacaville 3:36 left to try to respond and get a score on the board before halftime. This is kind of right in the sweet spot of Vacaville, right on the edge, because they're not such a quick strike offense too often. As that one is fielded in the end zone by Vacaville for the touchback by Nicholas Smith. So that will mean the Bulldogs start at the 20-yard line.
Vacaville should not, hold their heads down, based on what happened on that last drive from Granite Bay. I mean, their offense is still clicking on all cylinders. And, I mean, they're keeping up right up with the Granite Bay. So, I mean, Vacaville just sticks with what they've been doing. They should have no problem taking this lead before the half.
Yeah, Timothy Jackson up the middle has been the recipe for success for the Bulldogs. Jackson out there with Hunt in a little staggered formation. Hunt in motion. They're going to hand it right up the middle to Jackson. He breaks free, breaks a tackle, cannot elude the secondary tackle, and will move the chains. But again, Jackson, his shiftiness inside the tackles, we'll look at it on the replay, Chris.
You see Hunt in motion. Jackson just splitting right there, leading the way is Lemongid. I mean, great job from this Vacaville line thus far.
And Jackson gets the handoff to the right side. He'll be tackled at the 40-yard line for a gain of 2 on 1st down. What really impressed me about that run was his feet. And you don't see a guy that size be so nimble within the tackles and able to break arm tackles at his ankles. And he was able to bust that one for a huge 1st down run. 2nd down and 7. Jordan Murga, the lone wide receiver in the formation. Mitchell under center. He's rolling out to his left. He throws it low in the direction of Howdy Shell, incomplete.
He had nothing on that play. Everyone was covered. It was kind of, I think he just, Mitchell, I think, knew he didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Decided to go the smart way and kind of throw it away.
Yeah, you just can't have a turnover in this side of the field, especially when you're in your own side of the 50-yard line. With the ball placed at the Vacaville 40. Looking to get the ball to the 47-yard line for a 1st down. We're going to hand it off to Howdy Shell. He's going to be tackled just short of the 45-yard line. So we'll see if they go aggressive and try to pick up this 4th down and short, or if they send out the punter, Ramirez, and try to pin
They're going for it.
Granite Bay inside, and they will go for it.
Why not? I mean, Jackson's been hot all game. Run it up the middle. See what they got. Test them.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't throw here after we saw what happened down in the red zone with this sort of down and distance. 4th down and 3. They got some beef up there with big number 91, Nash Clegg. They went with a hard count, and did they get him? They might have gotten them with the hard count.
See what the call is here.
Yeah, the refs are pointing towards the Granite Bay side.
Yes, they did.
And we'll look at the penalty, the motion of Nash Clegg. And then Mitchell under center with the hard count. He gets the edge rusher. That is number 4, Jacob Ellis, who jumped outside.
Great job from Vaca High right there with the hard count.
So 155 and counting. They hand it off to Jackson. He breaks 2 tackles. He's just a tough man to go forward.
I like the way Jackson runs the ball. Just body to body, not afraid of contact. And, you know, it shows that he knows how to play the game and play the game well because he lunges forward at the end of every run to get that extra yard, to get that extra inch. And football is all about a game of inches.
And we saw that on the measurement in the first quarter. It can be a matter of inches as that play action pass swatted down by Granite Bay. Number 33, Nolan Stabbert, took a stab at that one, knocked it down. 3rd and 8. Again, not really the down and distance that Vacaville is really accustomed to. Last 2 second down plays have been passes in this second down and intermediate range. And when you incomplete them, it's now 3rd and 8. You're not really used to that. Mitchell, play action pass. And they dump it off to Tobin Steele, the tight end.
About to cut it in half around there. But Mitchell, I think, was scared for his life right there. As you saw, he had Craig coming at him. You know, he did a stiff arm to at least get some time, buy some time before he was thrown down. But, you know, great job from Mitchell getting the ball away.
He really went all in on that play action pass and held it an extra second, but that led Will Craig to get some pressure. That punt is going to be pinned inside that 15-yard line. So good punt there by Matthew Ramirez for Vacaville. That'll bring Granite Bay, their offense, back with 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, we'll see if Granite Bay, you know, has a play up their sleeve, you know, a trick up their sleeve for this situation. You know, a minute left. You know, their run-heavy offense.
All 3 timeouts as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the time to maybe test down the field, test what you can get, catch the Vaca High defense sleeping. And
you can play aggressive because if, let's say, you go 3 and out, Vacaville's not a quick strike offense as well. So there's risk-reward. I would go risk here as the quarterback keeper, as they went hard on that fake with Faudrell faking that sweep. Gets a nice gain on 1st down. And they'll let the clock run. Faudrell had to fix his shoulder pad and get the next play call. So approaching 40 seconds left in the half. Faudrell back in the shotgun with Tattersall as his running back. Smith in the slot.
Smith and Toller.
Peterson in motion. They hand it to Tattersall. He gets tackled right around the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 4, and that will probably be the last play. So they didn't go risk there, Chris.
Played it conservative.
Yeah, and you have the lead, 14-10. You're on the road at a homecoming game. So I think that, although conservative, you can't really fault the coach for going conservative on that play call.
No, smart move right there. I like it. You know, keep momentum, keep any momentum that you do on your side. I mean, you're heading into the half with the lead against a tough matchup in Vaca High. You know, I think that was a good play right there, just to, you know, end it at the half.
So overall thoughts on the first half, Chris? What did you see from both sides?
I liked what both sides have been doing. Vaca High's been keeping up with this Granite Bay offensive line, and as well as defensive line. I mean, you know, they're playing against Craig, big tackle for Granite Bay, but Lemongood's matching up right with him. And Jackson's having a phenomenal game, as well as Tattersall on both sides. Haven't seen much of Smith, but I'm liking what I see from both sides.
Yeah, this is a really close ball game. 14-10 is your score at halftime. When we come back, we'll have the opening kickoff of the second half right after this.
The exponential growth from the program from my first year to my third year now, that's what keeps me coming back and keeps me excited and just like fulfills me as a person.
I've been taking classes here for years now, so I've never actually had a class that I enjoyed quite like this one.
No, I think it teaches you a lot about, it's confidence building to me.
It's so impressive, and we every time we walk in here, you guys are doing something different. It's great. It's great.
Nothing but opportunities here, and we have sports to cover. We have the equipment.
Because the more ambitious you are, the more opportunities you'll have. And POF with this program lets you be as ambitious as you want and lets you express yourself the way a teacher should let you.
So, like I said, it's really gratifying to us to be able to help in a way where we can see immediate results. And I think the sky's the limit, really, with what we can do here.
Get the hands-on experience.
I mean, on-the-job training is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge in this industry.
Joining the class was the best decision I ever made.
Cut three, hold the shot, stand by, we're going to go to cut one, and cut one.
We are ready with the kickoff for the second half. There was some fireworks during halftime. We anticipate some fireworks in the second half as Granite Bay will receive the kickoff. Osby back alongside Matt Barron. Actually, we have a different kick return squad for Granite Bay, but Brandon Talton will look to pin them inside the end zone for a touchback, as Harper will look at that one over his head for the touchback. So Granite Bay chose to play conservatively, knowing they have the ball first coming out of halftime. So we will see what sort of adjustments Granite Bay has, as they have 2 turnovers on offense so far. Otherwise, they had 2 touchdown scoring drives, leading them to this 14-10 lead.
2 costly turnovers, but fortunately haven't, haunted them to put Vacaville ahead in the ball game.
So the fake to Osby, yeah, and it's going to be Faudrell.
Great job from linebacker Shane Garner right there.
That first down run was stopped by Vacaville for no gain. Second down and long. 11:29 and counting. Faudrell, Peterson in motion. He hands it to Faudrell. He has a blocker in front of him in Tattersall. He makes a nice block. He lunges forward at around the 23-yard line. So third down and long. Granite Bay has not been too afraid of these third down and intermediate routes when they get to the second down mark, they're happy to kind of chip away to make it a little bit more manageable. So we'll see what this third down call has. And there you see Tattersall's old nemesis, the old kicking net. Tattersall is in the backfield with Jade Fodrell. Fodrell with the slant pattern, wide open was Matt Barron. There was 3 defenders trying to cover 2 Grizzly wide receivers, and yet somehow Matt Barron still uncovered.
That looked like a little cross-up, I think, in who had who, you know, as far as the wide receivers on the outside for the Vacaville defensive backs. It looks like Hunt, and it looks like Mills made the tackle, but looks like it might have been Toller covering the inside slot receiver. Kind of got mixed up.
And Toller on this play is covered up one-on-one with Ryan Smith, the big tight end. But Fodrell looks to the other slot receiver inside, Matt Saloni. And that will be another first down pickup.
Just a little pop pass to the tight end, or I should say slot receiver. He looks like a tight end.
Yeah, he's listed as a tight end.
Okay, yeah. So, you know, nice little pop pass. Get another first down. Get a little momentum going for this Granite Bay offense.
Now, we haven't seen Fodrell pass a whole heck of a lot, but he seems to be really comfortable within 10 yards as a passer.
Pocket passer.
And he will be in the shotgun, handing it off to Osby, who has the corner, lowers his shoulder, but nice form tackle by Trayvon Hunt.
How about Hunt right there? Just manning up, not really caring about, you know, that's, you know, most of these guys on the field are bigger than him.
But there's a flag on the play that will back up Granite Bay. It was thrown in the secondary. So we'll see what this call is. Either way, it will, I believe it's holding downfield. So it'll be first down and 20 from midfield with 9:49 left in this third quarter. Fodrell out there with Anthony Martinez as one of the backs.
A one-on-one coverage on the outside.
He hits the slant, but it goes off the hands of Matt Barron, unable to complete that hookup on first down and long. Bring up second down and 20. And that slant pattern has been open, and Fodrell has made the connection with Barron, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see that a couple more times in the second half.
Kind of interesting that, you know, Pop or whoever's calling the defensive plays hasn't brought back that linebacker to fill in that hole in that slant pattern.
Yeah, Shane Garner is probably the linebacker closest to that type of play, and there he does pop out, but he throws instead to the big tight end Ryan Smith for his first completion.
That's what we've been waiting for all game, Brian, and we finally saw it, and it works to perfection. Running a nice little corner route against Toller. Got the inside leverage on him and just used height at the end to simply come down with that catch.
Yeah, there's a term in football that a lot of big receivers have, a lot of athletic receivers have, is catch radius. And when you're 6'7", you don't have to be pinpoint accurate if you're Fodrell. And that was a huge second down completion for 19 yards, brought up 3rd and 1. And that Tattersall rush will pick up that first down, move the chains for Granite Bay.
Looks like Granite Bay loves doing that, you know, jumbo package. You know, line up all receivers / tight ends on that, you know, either left or right side and just bully for the first down.
It just shows the confidence when you go jumbo to not throw out of it just for a misdirection look and just trust your bigs up front. You have 5 huge linemen, really big tight ends. No wide receivers in this formation. They hand it off to one of the backs for Granite Bay, Jacob Ellis. Nice dive rush for a substantial gain on first down, about 8 yards.
Great run from Ellis right there. And a lot of the run plays that we've seen from the split back formation with Fodrell under center is that he hikes the ball and he really shows patience in letting his, you know, blockers and, you know, running backs get, you know, to where they need to go, and then have the running back, whoever takes the ball, get the ball and find the hole.
It really benefits the misdirection of the play as Tattersall up the gut will pick up the first down. He's really the bruising tailback for Granite Bay, but there is a penalty on the play, but it will be on Vacaville. So
like a face mask?
Yeah, so it might tack on some yardage at the end of the play. We will see 7:57 left in this third quarter. But yeah, back to what you were saying about the split back formation and the patience that Fodrell has. He really let the fake develop so that you can try to have Vacaville pursue to one side of the field, and then when you hand it off to Jacob Ellis, trying to cut back on the other side, you're trying to catch Vacaville off guard. And so beautiful play design by Granite Bay. They are inside the red zone now. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Smith's on the outside.
Going to stay jumbo.
Me. Yeah.
They hand it off to the tailback. He'll gain about 1 yard. Tattersall. You will expect Tattersall to get a lot of play here inside the 10-yard line with a goal-to-go situation.
Tattersall, big for a running back, 6'3", 225 for a running back. I mean, that's some size. Some serious power.
Yeah, absolutely. And two-way player as well, playing linebacker. Botch snap, and ultimately Fodrell has to fall on it. Smart play by the quarterback. He tried to pick it up and run with it and make something out of nothing, but ultimately all you have to do is lay on it to live for another down. Third down and goal from the 9-yard line.
Yeah, that's when, I mean, when you have a mishap like that, that's when you just fall on the ball. You don't make, some errant and, try to do too much. You play it safe right there. You're in the red zone. You're inside the 10. Be smart with it.
And we are inside 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. Two wide receivers to the top of the formation. Split back, shotgun formation. Tattersall as well. They went with the slant pattern, and it's picked off. And there's a lot of room in front of him. Could be pick 6 for Timothy Jackson. Fodrell trying to cut him off at the pass, but he makes a nice spin move away from Fodrell. Fodrell dives at his ankles at the 10-yard line. Timothy Jackson. Huge interception.
How about that? Jackson, great read on that ball from Fodrell on that slant route. As you can see from the replay.
Shotgun formation. Jackson just moves
inching over that side, reading the quarterback's eyes, and just stepped right in front for that huge interception. That's exactly what Vaca High needed in this ballgame.
And it's exactly what you talked about in defending the slant pattern that was open several times on the connection between Fodrell and Matt Barron. That time Jackson baited him a little bit. He started inching closer to that side once he saw the formation, and then when Barron made his break, so did Jackson. And Jackson only did not score a touchdown on that by the hustle of Jade Fodrell. Inside the 10-yard line, Hunt is the tailback that gets the carry on that first down rush. He'll gain about 3 yards. So it'll be second down and goal from the 6-yard line.
And that's exactly what I was saying coming in to the second half. What Vaca High needs to do, I mean, you saw Barron for Granite Bay hit that slant route for a nice big gain, about 15 yards. And I told you, adjust. It's all about adjustments in this ball game. And that's exactly what Pop did with Jackson right there.
And here, Jackson, that's Island who gets the handoff. Oh, no, it was a misdirection. Fooled me for one, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Vacaville Bulldogs. Ethan Howdyshell, they really went hard on that dive with Island. Howdyshell got the carry on the end round, comes up limping, but it's a touchdown for the Bulldogs.
I was faked out. Our camera crew was faked out. That was great play.
Yeah, and so the score is 16-14, point after attempt pending. And the kick is up and good. So Vacaville takes the lead here, 17-14, after the third turnover for Granite Bay.
That was the most costly one, Brian. And I mean, as I've been emphasizing throughout this game, whoever has the most turnovers will end up losing this game just because it's just a well-fought, gritty type of ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. And Granite Bay seemingly in the driver's seat, looking to go up 2 scores in the red zone. They go to a pass pattern that had been successful in the past in the first half, but great adjustment by Timothy Jackson. And that's what you have to do when you're a star player and a leader on the team. One of the team captains for Vacaville, coming up huge on defense.
Exactly. And he doesn't play too much, linebacker. mainly that fullback for Vaca High and that wing T offense. But, throw him in there sometimes for a little deception, and that's, you see what you get.
When you're a pure athlete, athleticism translates in high school football more so. You see more two-way players in high school football than at the next level. Obviously, the main linebackers you see, Shane Garner, C.J. Toller, you give them a spell with Timothy Jackson. That's a solid core of linebackers for the Bulldogs. Brendan Tolton, the kicker, due to kickoff to the Grizzlies, as that one is going to be fielded in the end zone for the touchback by Jared Harper, second string running back. So 17-14 is your score. 5:49 left in the third quarter. See, I knew it was going to happen one of these days. Granite Bay, is set to start their second drive of the second half. Looking to rebound after that turnover. I think it's important for Fodrell to get that turnover out of his mind, stay with his fundamentals here. Peterson in motion. They sweep it to Peterson. Great pursuit by C.J. Toller on the outside.
Great job right there. Tightening up that edge, not letting Peterson get around on that end around. Great job overall from the Vaca High defense.
Yeah, Vacaville having 3 defenders, only 2 blockers that time. Vacaville able to stop that first down rush by Peterson for no gain. Second down and 10, 5:25 and counting in the third. Fodrell in the shotgun with Tattersall. He looks to his left, going with the slant pattern again and unable to complete it to Matt Barron. So 3 straight times in that exact route for Barron. Incomplete pass, interception, incomplete pass for Granite Bay.
I think he's getting the nerves, the best of him right here, especially with coming off of that turnover. He might be letting that get to his head just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see what they call here. Third down and long. Last thing you want is a 3 and out. Looks like a little pistol formation. Oh, no, he's just calling the line.
Spread out the ball.
And they're going with the shovel pass. Tattersall tackled right at the ankles by Jake Levengood. Huge tackle. If he got some space, he had a lot of room to run to pick up that first down is ultimately the effort. And we'll look at the effort from the right defensive end on the right side of that formation. Jake Levengood.
Kind of read that it was a screen and just got Tattersall's foot to keep him back.
Yeah, when you're a defensive lineman on that screen pass and they let you go, it has to alert to you that it is a screen pass. So he did not bite on that and try to chase the quarterback down, stay disciplined, and chase down Tattersall, the running back. Punt away by Holt. Vacaville's going to let it die at the 49-yard line. So really good field position for the Bulldogs. And their second half has gone very well, causing a turnover and getting a touchdown. 4:20 in the third quarter. And they have excellent field position, as I said, at their own 48-yard line is where it will officially be spotted.
So keep it going. If you're Vaca High, running the ball with Jackson and Hunt, just keep what you've been doing throughout this entire ball game, and you should be fine.
Also another guy in there, Mason Price. He had some good looks at the running back position in the first half as well. So he is one of the split backs with Timothy Jackson. They hand it off to Jackson. He hands it right up the middle, breaks a couple tackles. We'll get that first down. Just one-man wrecking
Once
crew.
Again.
Yeah. Actually,
keeps moving his feet.
Yeah, I'm going to take that back. He's not a one-man wrecking crew. Let's credit that stout offensive line that's opening the holes for Jackson, and Jackson is kind of finishing off those big open runs.
He's taking advantage of those holes, and he has great vision being a fullback, getting the ball so quickly and bursting through those holes, so quickly.
Price gets the handoff. He has a lot of space. He makes a couple defenders miss, and he will pick up another first down. So our first look really at Mason Price on the year. 5 carries, 18 yards. has shown a lot of explosiveness here.
The run game, I mean, it's starting to get going. And Granite Bay, if I were Granite Bay, I'd be scared.
Yeah, this is a huge stop. If they can hold them to a field goal here, it would be huge for momentum. Timothy Jackson stopped after a short gain on first down, because if you hold them to a field goal here, still within a touchdown. And so no gain on that first down run by Jackson. Second down and long, 3:25 left in this third quarter. Jordan Murga out there as the lone wide receiver. Jackson and Price. Price gets the handoff with Jackson leading the way as a blocker. He will get his momentum stopped right at the 20-yard line for a 4-yard gain. So 3rd down and 5. This is really the crucial point now for Granite Bay's defense.
See what Pop does here. Maybe a rollout. But I mean, then it's third and is it third? It's no, 2nd and 9.
I believe they still have to move the. Oh, there's going to be a legal formation call
Okay,
on
that's why
Vacaville.
Yeah, okay. I knew it was 3rd down, and I was waiting. I was like, okay, waiting.
Obviously, the second down marker guy. I'm not sure his official title. I'm pretty sure it's not second down marker guy, but he saw that there was a penalty, so. Why bother do the extra work of flipping it to 3rd and moving it back to 2nd? Just back up 5 more yards. It'll be 2nd down and 14. As we've talked about Vacaville's offense and some of the hindrances of running that wing T offense is, 1, it takes a lot of time for your plays to develop, and 2, distance downs really hurt a wing T offense. So 2nd down 14, not easy for the Bulldogs to pick up.
With the offense that they have, like you said, I mean, in situations like these, 2nd and 14, this is where you try to cut it in half, to make it more manageable on that 3rd down.
Exactly. 2nd down 15. They're going to play action pass, roll out to the right. Mitchell goes back to his left, has a man open. Sideline throw completed. Jordan Murga at the 20-yard line. So really, it ends up being the same down and distance. We'll look at a replay of the first completion for Mitchell. Was looking to his right.
Yeah, just dragged his foot in.
And there you
Great
see
job
Hunt.
from Murga.
Yeah, I really like Hunt's grittiness in there, picking up a pass rusher at 5'4" and giving Mitchell the time and space to complete that pass. Those are those intangible plays that a guy really bolsters his team with. 3rd down and 4, 19-yard line. Hands it to Howdy Shell. A little misconnection there as Howdy Shell bumped into Mitchell a little bit, stopping his momentum, but he'll be tackled right around that first down marker. We'll see where they spot it.
We got a hold on Hunt.
Oh.
Hunt knew it too.
Yeah, you see the diminutive number 1 there, kind of bring his hands up like, what did I do? But he got caught holding to get Howdy Shell that hole. And so that pass play is nullified by backing them up 10 yards, and Granite Bay will call a timeout. And I think Granite Bay really knows the importance here. 3rd down and 16. If you can get a punt here, you're still down 3. If you hold them to a field goal, you're still within a touchdown. So this 3rd down and 17, you got to really preach to your guys. Don't make any sort of penalty that gives them a first down. Really, you got to hold them to a stop here and get the ball back for your offense.
Exactly. They got to, stay within themselves, not play too Vaca High's, style of play. They got to stick to what they do best. And if they do that, then, I mean, if Vaca High doesn't do what they do, obviously, then, Granite Bay should be put in a good situation.
So 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Vacaville and Granite Bay trying to topple the other in this series. 6-6-1 for both sides. So the winner of this game has the advantage all time in this matchup between these two squads. Mitchell under center. He's going to roll out. He's going to swing it out to Hunt in the flat. Hunt's going to try to make a play. Makes 2 defenders miss. He squirts by. and he's going to be tackled inbounds at about the 24-yard line. And so that's a pretty big pickup of yardage. Brandon Talton should come out to try to kick this field goal. Talton already has a field goal here this evening on the season. He is 2 for 2 with a long of 36 yards. This one will be from 40. So this will be a season long for Brandon Talton. He's perfect on the year for extra points, 11 for 11. Now 3 for 3 on field goals. We'll see what he does here. Talton's kick is up, and it is good. Right down the uprights. Vacaville leads 20-0.
Split it right down the middle. Great kick. Great kick. Gotta love it. I mean, it still keeps Granite Bay within a one-score game, but, I mean, points, no matter what it is, touchdown, field goal, you know, great job from Vaca High in adding some assurance to their lead.
Absolutely, and with the way Vacaville's defense has performed as of late, gotta feel confident if you're a Bulldogs fan of what they're gonna do here with Granite Bay's next offensive drive. Try to get the ball back, cause a turnover for the offense. It's really those phases working together to get this lead. If you make a defensive play that sets up your offense to easily go and score a touchdown, as well as cause a defensive stop to punt the ball away to get that field goal opportunity. So they work hand in hand. You win 2 of the 3 phases of football, as they say. If you win offensive defense, you're probably going to win most of the time. Talton kicks it away. And the third phase of special teams results in a touchback yet again. Talton's been excellent all year with those touchbacks, not allowing any sort of kick return to jumpstart some momentum for the opposing team. So 1:57 left in this third quarter. Vacaville up 20-14. They'll look to get their offense on track as they have been held scoreless after going into halftime with a 14-10 lead. Fodro under center, and he botches the snap for the second time this half. A little too quick, perhaps. But that's some physical mistakes that can't happen.
Yeah, Granite Bay, I mean, just looking a little shaky coming into this third quarter from the half. I mean, they had that one good drive, ended in the, big interception from Jackson. But Fodro just not himself in the second half.
He's going to be in the shotgun. Peterson in motion. They hand it to Peterson. Oh, no, they don't. Fodro takes it himself. Fooled me. And Vacaville will tackle him down. Nicholas Smith after a first down. And there's going to be an injury in the offensive line for Granite Bay. It looks like Will Craig could be a huge blow for Granite Bay. Probably just cramping, hopefully. If obviously
like
don't want to speculate, but it looks like his left calf a little tight on him right now. You don't know if somebody maybe rolled up on his leg, but we hope that it's just a hydration issue here, as we'll see how Craig will be tended to on the sideline. Fodrell in the shotgun. Hands it off to his back, and great
swallowed
defense by the Bulldogs. Jesse Camarillo.
Great push from that front four from Vaca High. Aggressive.
And you have to take advantage when a stud tackle like Will Craig comes out of the ballgame for Granite Bay to pressure the quarterback for Granite Bay as Fodrell gets the play. And they're stretching out the left calf of Craig, so it does look like it's just some cramping, thankfully. As we approach 30 seconds left in this third quarter, probably the last play unless it's an incomplete pass. Fodrell steps back. Great pressure by the Bulldogs. Nash Clegg chasing down Fodrell. Fodrell gets away, though. Tiptoes down the sidelines, but he steps out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Could have been a huge play had he just tiptoed in bounds.
He was looking for Smith. on that play, but Toller once again playing phenomenal defense on him. And as Football rolled out right there, didn't find anyone, couldn't find his guy open, and decided to take it on himself, and unfortunately stepped out, which could have been a huge gain.
Will Craig checked back into the ball game, so he says a couple plays just to get the cramps out of his leg.
See, if I was Levingood right here, I'd push him. I'd push him.
Yeah, test that leg. 13 seconds. Fodrill with the deep pass to Peterson. One-on-one coverage. Tipped away by Nicholas Smith. He had great inside leverage there as the corner. Had to be a really perfect pass for Peterson to maybe high point the ball for them to complete the pass, but there is a flag on the play. And we'll take a look at this play to see if we can see the infraction. There's Howdy Shell's touchdown run, or just a Howdy Shell rush from before. And so we'll see what this penalty is on. It'll be on the Vacaville side of things. Pass interference on offense.
We got a hold on defense and a pass interference on offense. Offset.
So we will do it all over again, folks. 3rd down and 8. 8 seconds left in the quarter.
I thought that was clean football right there. I mean, if anything, from what I saw, maybe a offensive pass interference, but I don't think Smith from the Bulldogs held.
Yeah, so ultimately that play has to be out of the minds of everybody as Fodrill.
One-on-one coverage again on the outside.
He rolls to his right.
Looking for a comeback route.
Clean pocket, and Peterson connects on that comeback route, and Mills tackles him down just shy of midfield. That will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. So Granite Bay will look to come back in this ball game. They led 14-10 at halftime. Vacaville able to win the 3rd quarter 10-0, but Granite Bay is driving. So Chris, it's crunch time, 4th quarter. What's the key for Granite Bay to take the lead here from the Bulldogs?
Footdrill's got to get back to what he was in the first half. You know, they kind of look stale, and coming out into the second half, the 3rd quarter, they had that one good drive again from that Jackson interception, but I mean they gotta stick to their game plan. I think they're trying to do too much just because they're behind in the game now, and maybe doing a little out of the ordinary in their offensive scheme. But I think if they stick to what they do and they do best, I mean they had a little end arounds going in the first half, and that seemed to work well. But I mean, and one thing that I want to emphasize too is that they got to work in Clark. Or excuse me, Smith. Smith. They got to work in Smith, and I mean that's the X factor. At the end of the day, that's the X factor. I mean, he's a big guy. You got Toller playing amazing defense on him once again. But I mean, I say test him. Why not? See what happens.
You're always going to have the height advantage for sure. And for Vacaville, what did they have to do to keep this lead and add upon it here in the 4th quarter?
It all starts with the front four. Keep Granite Bay's rushing. Yeah. keep Granite Bay's rushing at a minimal and force them to pass, because Footdrill has not been himself, like I said. And the offensive, as far as offensively, stick to what it is. I mean, Jackson, Hunt, I mean, they're playing great ball.
So a toss to the running back for Granite Bay will pick up enough for the first down. Mills with tackle on Jared Harper. The spellback for Chris Osby. We haven't seen Osby too much in the second half. Harper able to pick up a huge chunk of yards on that first down rush. And Harper will immediately check out, as well as Jacob Ellis. So they went with a little trips bunch formation. They led the way on that toss sweep as Footdrill in there with Tattersall to his right. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of the formation, 2 tight ends. And they hand it to Tattersall, and he dives forward at the 30-yard line for a nice chunk of change on that first down rush from about 7.
Kind of leaped forward for an extra like 2 to 3 yards. I like the aggressiveness from Tattersall.
Yeah, with a little Superman dive, felt invincible there. When you're a physical back, you can take that kind of punishment. You talked about his size, 6'3", 220, around that.
I mean, no offense to him in any way, but I mean, from up here, he doesn't look like 225, but they're always bigger in person.
Yeah. And so this is going to be a single back, 2 tight end formation for Harper. He makes an initial man miss Camarillo, and he picks up the first down on that second down rush. So Harper has been the guy. And they've been really trusting that offensive line with 2 tight ends to block.
Yeah, that was a good push right there from offensive lineman Jacob Weber to open up that hole to give him that first down.
Again, 2 tight ends, 1 running back. They hand it to Harper. He breaks a couple tackles, and he's going to be tackled inside the 10-yard line. So Granite Bay inside the red zone, within striking distance of going on top of this ball game. They trail by 6. And he got a nice little love tap from one of his offensive linemen to kind of propel him forward. It looked like he shot out of a cannon, and as soon as that happened.
That's what the linemen are there for. I mean, once the running back gets uphill, they get stopped. The linemen are right there behind him, giving him
Identical
extra push.
formation. Peterson in motion, but they hand it to Tattersall against the grain. It's going to be tackled by Jordan Murga, the cornerback. Tattersall a little slow to get up, but he gets some help from one of his linemen, Griffin Rudell. Jacob Weber. They look at Tattersall's height and weight. Senior running back and linebacker, Cal commit. So that second down and goal from the 6-yard line. Ryan Smith in the slot, one-on-one with C.J. Toller. Peterson in motion, hand it off on the jet sweep. He's trying to get the edge. He has the corner. Touchdown, Peterson, his second of the ball game. So second time Peterson on the jet sweep with Smith as a lead blocker. We'll take a look at it on the replay. And he just has all sorts of space there. You can sort of see it with the play. And so the extra point pending will put Granite Bay on top by a score of 21-20. Brennan Holt, the strong leg kicker for Granite Bay. Here with the extra point. That is up. It is well good. 9:31. Still trying to get this replay in. Finally get it. Blake
Smith
Peterson.
cracked down and then left Toller untouched, and then looks like he got his feet tangled up with Tattersall. Kind of frustrated with that. Maybe, looking out on a limb for a flag, but I mean, that was just incidental contact with the feet getting tangled up.
Yeah, so Granite Bay able to punch home a touchdown on that drive. They lead by 1. 9:31 left in this ball game. So Vacaville back on offense, trailing for the first time in a little while here. They'll try to make some noise in the return game. Nicholas Smith back alongside Dylan Warfield. So the kickoff in the end zone over the head of Warfield. That'll be yet another touchback. I don't think we've had a kick return so far.
I don't think so in this game.
Whole lot of touchbacks, a lot of strong leg kickers. Close ball game. I think we expected either this to be super close or one team to blow out the other. I'm really glad that this game really has come down to such a close back and forth ball game.
Yeah, definitely, Brian, definitely. And I mean, like I said earlier, and I'm sure you agree with me too, I think we're both excited, and everyone else in the stands is excited that it's a close game, especially on homecoming. I mean, you couldn't ask for much more.
Absolutely. Home team has the ball now, man in motion, but they hand it to Timothy Jackson. He rumbles forward, always seems to get in an extra 2 or 3 yards after the point of contact. Will set up a good second down and 3. Actually, it was a gain of 8, so it'll be second down and 2 with 9:08 left in the ball game. Mitchell under center, handing it off to Smith yet again. He tries to spin off a Grizzly defender, but cannot. Will be short of the first down marker. Great play by Jacob Ellis, one of the linebackers for Granite Bay. 3rd down and 2.
Vaca High showing a little out of the ordinary with the 2 wide receivers instead of the 1. Trying to have Granite Bay guessing.
This one, only 1 wide receiver in this formation for Vacaville. Howdy Shell in motion. They're going to hand it to Jackson up the middle. He has enough for the first down as he crosses the 30-yard line.
Smash mouth football once again, Brian. Jackson is this Vaca High offense tonight.
So Vacaville picking up a crucial 3rd down to extend this drive. Fresh set of downs here at the 31-yard line. Hand off to Dylan Warfield. He makes a cut. He's going to be tackled at about the 46-yard line. So Dylan Warfield's first touch on offense results in an electric first down run.
Great run right there. Found a hole and
look at the
exploded
replay.
Through it.
He split a couple of Granite Bay defenders using that speed. It was tackled by one of the safeties at the 47-yard line. Jordan Murga, single wide receiver in this formation. Howdy Shell in motion. They handed it to Howdy Shell on the edge, but that one snuffed out by one of the corners for Granite Bay, number 23, Ryan Fina. I mean, we are in the Bay, so we could call him Fina.
Fina, I like it, Brian.
Fina, but maybe Fina like Aquafina.
Yeah, I like that better.
So that first down rush was for a loss of 2, 2nd down and 12, 7:20 left. This will be important for Vacaville to pick up some of the yards lost on that sweep by Ethan Howdy Shell. They hand it off to Warfield, and he breaks a couple tackles, will be tackled right around midfield.
Got a flag.
Yeah, we will see who this penalty is on. It'll look like a hold. And so the officials will mark where that hold began. So it'll be a 10-yard loss from the spot of the foul.
Costly penalty right there.
Yeah, this has been a repetitive point, but Vacaville's penalties hurting, and Vacaville being put in 2nd and 3rd down and long has been their real Achilles heel and something that needs to be corrected for them to be successful. You can't hurt yourself on offense time and time again, bringing yourself into these 2nd down and 21 positions. As Mitchell on the rollout, he tosses it in the middle of the field. Simultaneous reception. Is it going to be a pick? It will. It'll be intercepted. I believe that is Nolan Stabbert with the interception. What? There's some discussion amongst the referees.
We have a talk.
It did look like there was a simultaneous catch. I thought Stabbert came up with that ball more so than the receiver, but we will see what the referees have in store. Everybody is on, waiting for the Zebras to make their decision here. This is a huge turning point in this ball game, and they're going to give it to the Grizzlies. Nolan Stabbert with a huge turnover, the first turnover for Vacaville. And it comes in the 4th quarter. Jordan Murga not able to come up with that one, and he is so frustrated. He has to stay out there on defense to play cornerback, but you can tell he was not happy. He thought he possessed the ball at the same time as the cornerback Stabbert. Now Fodrell in there. He drops the ball, and he's going to spin away, and what a fortunate bounce to be tackled down at the 40-yard line. Almost gave it right back.
Fodrell has had some fortunate luck with the amount of snaps that he's dropped and fumbled and happened to fall right back in his hands.
That's going to be a 7-yard loss, though, as he was in the shotgun formation. So we'll see what this Grizzly offense has on down and long. Vacaville needs a stop here to get the ball back as they trail by 1. Under 6 minutes left in the ball game. Peterson in motion. They hand it to Peterson on the edge. He has blockers in front of him. Jordan Murga stops the momentum, but Peterson able to lunge forward around the original line of scrimmage after a gain of about 8. Vacaville thought the ball came out after the play, but referee said he was down. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 after that 8-yard rush by Blake Peterson on that jet sweep. 5:20 and counting in the ball game. Granite Bay looking to extend this drive to try to put away Vacaville. Will look to eat up a lot of clock here if they can. Split backs in the shotgun formation. They're going with a double move. Peterson has a step, lunges, cannot make the connection. Just out of the reach of the diving Blake Peterson.
They've run that a couple times tonight, and, you know, unfortunately haven't come down with an actual catch. I mean, they're great routes. Don't get me wrong. It's just an amount of execution.
It's just so tricky with the timing because the receiver, if he's really faking, he stops all momentum, and you really have to gauge how fast can my receiver go from 0 to full speed in that short amount of time, and just out through him a little bit. As Holt punts that one, it's going to land at about the 17, take a favorable roll out of bounds at about the 16. So that's where Vacaville will get the ball with 4:51 left. Vacaville trailing by 1. And this is the amount of time that they would like to really put this drive together with. Under 5 minutes left. They can really take their time. They don't have to rush anything. They don't have to rely on the arm of Mitchell, which they haven't really done all game long, if we're being perfectly honest. Only, I believe, 1 completion off the top of my head that I can remember from Mitchell. So really this run game is going to have to put them within field goal range or punch it home for the touchdown on this drive. Starting at the 16-yard line, 1st and 10, handing it off to Jackson up the middle, but Granite Bay disciplined, and they saw that one coming.
Plucked up the middle. Like you said, had a feeling it was coming, and Jackson with no gain on that one.
Yeah, if anything, he might have gained 1 yard, and they'll say he gained just a yard on that 1st down run. 2nd down and 9. Vacaville looking to put something together here. Granite Bay has retaken lead after trailing 20-14 coming into this 4th quarter. Mitchell, play action pass, has a man in the flat. He stops, tries to break a tackle. Does Timothy Jackson. Will be for a short gain, if any. And it won't be for any gains. 3rd down and 9.
Looks like Jackson might have lost his footing right there, unable to make a move. And it comes up to a 3rd and long here. We'll see what they do. Maybe, like I said, I mean, worst case scenario, split it in half and go from 4th down there. But we'll see here.
3rd down, 3-step drop. He goes for a slant. It was well covered into double coverage. They were looking for Thomas Daynard.
He had the right side of the field wide open. Looks like Howdy Shoot and
Tobin Steele.
Yeah, on that outside. It looks like, I mean, and I think Hunt was in the background kind of there too. Interesting.
And so they're going to have to punt it away. 3:33 left in the ball game. Granite Bay thought they might go for it as they are down in the 4th quarter.
They're playing the fake.
So, yeah, they're going to play the fake and just let the ball land where it lands. And that is a bad punt. Oh, and I think that might have been a bad punt on purpose to try to line drive it and hit it off of a Granite Bay player. Because otherwise, that was just a bad punt.
I think that was the game plan right there.
You just kind of low line drive it to the middle of the field, hope it one of the Granite Bay defenders had turned his back to try to field the punt or block for the punt and get him on a technicality, but it did not work and ultimately gives such good field position to Granite Bay. You need to hold them to a field goal here. Obviously, we've seen the strong leg of the Granite Bay kicker, Brendan Holt. So he's within field goal range right now at the 31-yard line. They're going to hand it to the tailback, Harper. He'll spin for a nice gain of about 3. Vacaville does have all 3 timeouts, so they'll spend their first here. So, Chris, 2nd down and 6. This is a huge moment for both sides. Granite Bay, they want to use up all Vacaville's timeouts. Or Vacaville, they want to hold them 2 or 3 and out here, kick a field goal. Maybe they miss, you get better field position. At the worst-case scenario, you get the ball back.
Exactly, and I mean, Vaca High's defense has got to step it up here. I mean, they've been playing extremely well in the second half. And, I mean, Granite Bay offense is, you know, kind of shaky. So, I mean, yeah, they have the momentum right now, but, I mean, with this timeout, maybe give your defense a little bit of a break and, you know, have Levengood in that front 4, push that line of Granite Bay's offensive line, along with the defensive other defensive players on the Vaca High defense.
Yeah, you mentioned some errors that Granite Bay has made in this second half and all throughout the game. Fodril in the shotgun has botched a couple snaps.
It's like a little bit of a pistol.
Yeah, pistol. Interesting formation with 2 running backs to the left of him. Harper gets the handoff, and that goes nowhere. Tobin Steele right in the middle of that formation. Looked like a little quarterback option, but he handed it to the running back, Harper. And I kind of like that play if you tuck it, if you're the quarterback, if you see that you have some space. But if not, just hand it safely to Harper, live for 3rd down. Because if Vacaville is undisciplined, you get the first down. They have to spend a timeout, extends the drive.
Like you said, yeah. I mean, you had the choice to give it to Harper, or you can keep it yourself and have a lead block and Tattersall on the edge on the left side.
Yeah, it's all about risk-reward, and the reward is a huge first down, but the risk is nothing if you just hand it to the Harper if you don't like the look. The only risk is that we've seen some botched handoffs as well from Granite Bay, but luckily they were able to execute that last play for no gain. 3rd down and 6. Vacaville has called 2 of their 3 timeouts. They have 1 remaining here as the split back formation, which Granite Bay has used plenty of times in these rushing situations, with Fodril under center.
And have had success in it.
Peterson in motion. Oh, they go with the hard count this time. Oh, Vacaville relaxes, thinking the flag was going to be called, but no flag was called. And Vacaville comes up with the stop.
That was something else, Brian. I thought they were going to get called for an encroachment and at least bring it to 4th and 1 to make it a lot more easier, or excuse me, 3rd and 1 for Granite Bay. But I don't know what the rest were doing on that one.
The only thing I can think of is maybe they thought they jumped up instead of across. In the NFL, if you go over the line, a lineman has to react in order to call. But we saw in the first quarter that just simply crossing that line results in the penalty. So Vacaville gets the fortunate break of potentially a missed call there. And so the ball will be at the 27-yard line. So that will make it probably a 44-yard field goal for Holt if they decide to go for it. But their offense is out on the field. And Coach Pop is on the field as well, trying to get the right defensive personnel out there. As
this is it, Brian.
Yeah, Oak Ridge goes super aggressive here, trying to get the first down. Fodril out to the right, and he dumps it at the feet of Tattersall. So confusing as to that play call and that option. And let's look at it on the replay. Just dumps it at the feet of Tattersall when he has the edge. And
I'm kind of in shock right now. I mean, I don't know if he thought it was 3rd down still and just thought he'd throw it away, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Didn't see too much pressure. I'm surprised that they went for it.
Yeah, Tattersall on the flat to where, I mean, give it to him. See what Tattersall can do. He had some space.
So back-to-back fortunate breaks for Vacaville. Timothy Jackson has some space, makes a couple cuts, still on his feet, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 45-yard line after that first down rush. And we'll look at it on the replay. Jackson Makes
on the edge.
One man miss, makes two men miss, stays on his feet, and ultimately wrapped up by number 5, Jack Powers. Back under the wing T formation, they hand it to Hunt. Hunt right into the arms of a Grizzly defender, but a penalty. We'll see who this will be on.
So we got a face mask.
And Granite Bay's cheering section not too happy about this call. Face mask called, so that will tack on extra yards. Also stop the clock as Vacaville will get another first down. Suddenly, Vacaville's cheering section getting a lot more energy in there. Line of scrimmage at the 45-yard line. Cameron Mitchell under center.
Give it to Jackson.
And they do. Jackson, the left side, tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. He falls forward to the 42-yard line. Clock still rolling. Vacaville, no timeouts, down by 1. And that's huge. That's why it was so shocking Granite Bay didn't go for the field goal, because you forced Vacaville to go the length of the field, have to get a touchdown. Here, they only need the field goal. Howdy Shell with the inside handoff, and he's stuffed by the Grizzly defense.
They got to hurry it up. Got 2 minutes left.
Under 2 minutes, and it's 3rd down and long. You're out of field goal range here at the 42-yard line. You need 7 yards for the first down. Big play here for both sides. Granite Bay, Vacaville, in a game full of big plays down the stretch. We'll see who can execute the best here as Cameron Mitchell under center. Jackson and Hunt are the two tailbacks. Mitchell takes it himself on the quarterback keeper, goes outside, and he's tackled at the 39-yard line.
This is
inbounds.
They got to hurry it up. It's 4th down.
So this is it, folks. Vacaville wants to continue this drive, keep their hopes alive. 1 minute, 15 seconds and counting in this ball game. 4th down. The first down line is at the 35-yard line. 4th down and 5. Going close to a minute left. Cameron Mitchell under center. Timothy Jackson, Hunt in motion. They're going to trust the arm of Mitchell. Oh, pass interference is going to be called. Tobin Steele in the flat. But Mitchell also slow to get up. Oh, no, that's Hunt, I believe. So we will see what this huge penalty as a hush comes over the Granite Bay sideline. A lot of tension, and there's going to be that pass interference called to extend the drive. It's going to stop the clock. And Granite Bay not too happy about that play call. Meanwhile, Vacaville ecstatic. And so that will bring it all the way to the 25-yard line. Hunt nursing some sort of shoulder injury. So they will have Mason Price in the ball game for Hunt. They'll hand it off to Jackson to the right side. He makes a cut inside, spin move, and he's crushed short of the 15-yard line. So Mitchell trying to get the play call to see if they're going to go for the field goal or run another play, as it's going to be 2nd down and 1. And Mitchell is out there at the 16-yard line. They better hurry up.
Yeah.
They might just spike it. They should spike it. That's what they should do.
Got a lot of...
Before they get a delay of game penalty, Mitchell does spike it. That took a long time to develop. But ultimately, 12 seconds left. It might be all on the leg of Brandon Talton.
And here comes Talton.
So how do you like this for your homecoming night, Vacaville fans? All on your junior kicker, Brandon Talton. Perfect on the year so far. 4 for 4. Has already kicked his season long of 40 yards on this kick.
Granite Bay does have a timeout.
They can ice the kicker, and I believe they do
exactly
use that
timeout.
So 16-yard line is the line of scrimmage. Backs it up about 7 yards for the hold of the kick, which means this is probably a 33 or a 34-yard field goal to win the game. Taunton has already hit from 40 this evening. And boy, what an end to this one. Granite Bay, Vacaville back and forth the entire ball game. Vacaville trying to drive to win the game in the fourth quarter.
You can't ask for much more. I mean, two well-fought, tough, gritty teams. Homecoming night for Vaca High, and it comes all the way down to a field goal.
So everybody is on their feet for both sides. Granite Bay hoping that Taunton misses. Vacaville hoping that he puts them on top. As the refs blow the play dead. They're going to call.
2 timeouts in a row.
Yeah, so they had 2 timeouts to play with. Obviously calls both of them to give the young kicker Taunton some time to think about this one. It's got to be a lot of nerves for Taunton. Obviously in front of his hometown team, his friends in the stands, and trying to bring everybody home happy with a game-winning field goal here. Presumably. One thing that did happen with the mistiming of that spike is that 12 seconds, you obviously give a little bit of time for a miracle play for Granite Bay, but all you have to do is hit this field goal first. Brandon Taunton, snap good, kick up. It is hooking left. It is no good. Brandon Taunton throws his helmet in frustration. A flag is thrown. Granite Bay is ecstatic on the sideline. And you got to feel for the young kicker missing that one.
That's unfortunate right there. Nothing to hang his head on, though.
And so Granite Bay can kneel this one in the victory formation. So a heck of a game. Back and forth it went. Came down to a field goal. And maybe the icing the kicker worked this time with the back-to-back timeouts. Granite Bay has the ball. They'll be moved to the 33-yard line because of the penalty. And so Granite Bay, with their quarterback Fodrell, will get to celebrate in the victory formation. Every offense's favorite formation to have at the end of the game. And Vacaville will have to go home from their homecoming 2-2. Fodrell under center. Just going to make this a formality. We'll kneel down. And Chris, heartbreaking way for the Vacaville Bulldogs to lose their homecoming game in a heck of a battle against the Green Bay Grizzlies.
Yeah, definitely, Brian. Taunton, nothing to hang your head on. A well-fought game from both sides. You can't ask for much more. And it all came down to one field goal, and unfortunately for Taunton, he missed it. But, I mean, again, nothing to hang your head on. Both teams fought to the end. Tough, gritty. I mean, nothing to hit. Both teams should have nothing to hang their head on.
Yeah, absolutely. We hope you at home enjoyed this game as much as we did broadcasting it. For all of us here at the Solano College Sports Network, for myself, Brian Nelson, and my partner, Chris Zavaglia, we'd like to thank you for watching. The final score, Granite Bay 21, Vacaville 20.